Hi SILEM stars, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make a ruched bubu dress. So if you want to see how to make this, definitely keep on watching.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
So we're going to start off with drafting our bubu dress. Now the length of my bubu dress is 45 inches. Now before I mark this, I went ahead to fold my fabric. I separated my front piece and back piece. That's the fabric for my front piece and back piece. I separated them. Now my front piece, while folded, is my hip circumference divided by 2. Okay, that's how wide it is. My hip is 38 inches divided by 2, that's 19 inches. So my front piece is 19 inches when folded, which is what I'm showing you right now. But my back piece is the same width of my front piece plus 1.5 inches on the fold. Okay, so as you can see now, my back piece is wider than my front piece by 1.5 inches when folded. Now the length of my front piece is 45 inches. So I'm just going to mark my bust point, which is 10 inches. I'm also marking the width of my sleeve, which is also 10 inches as well, and I'm just extending that line. My round sleeve is actually 12 inches divided by 2, that's 6 inches. So I just added 4 inches to my round sleeve measurements. I just added 4 inches to the half of my round sleeve measurements to give me that 10 inches that I marked for my sleeve. Now I'm just marking my shoulder divided by 2, which is 7 inches on my baseline, and then the length of my sleeve is 10 inches. You can make your sleeve longer if you want, but you need to have more fabric for that. I'm using a total of 3 yards for this. So I just measured what I got when I marked my sleeve. I'm marking that same measurement on my bust line, and I'm also marking that on the rest of the fabric. Now I'm just going to connect the point on my baseline with the point on my bust point line. Now I'm just going to go in from that line I marked by 2 inches. Okay, and then what I have there, I'm just going to measure that and then mark that on the rest of my piece all the way down to the hem. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to use my ruler to connect all those points with a straight line. Pardon me guys if you're not seeing my chalk. So now guys, please note that the allowance is on the front piece, while the one that doesn't have an allowance is the back piece. Okay, so my back piece, I'm just marking the depth of my neckline 1.5 inches, and the width of my neckline is 4 inches. Okay, so I'm just drawing a curve to connect that, and that will form my back neckline. And then for my front neckline, it's obviously going to have the same width, but the depth is 6 inches. I'm just marking 6 inches for the depth of my front neckline. You can decide for your own front neckline to be deeper than this, or you can make it higher than this if you want. Okay, like I said, the width of the front and back neckline are the same, so the same 4 inches, but you also have to take note of the allowance that you have on your front piece. Okay, so I'm just drawing a V neckline now for my front piece. Now to connect the sleeve with the rest of the body of my bubu dress, I'm just using my curved ruler to connect the sleeve to the body of the dress. You don't want it to be boxy, you want it to be curved. Now I'm just going to go ahead and just cut along that outline that I marked for both my front piece and my back piece. But before I do that, I'm going to come down from the baseline by 1/2 inch to create my shoulder slope. And then I'm going to create that shoulder slope with a straight line, connecting that to the neckline. And then afterwards, I'm just going to cut along that outline. After cutting the outline of the front and back pieces, I'm also going to cut along the um, allowance that I have on the front piece as well. I'm going to cut along the fold, okay, to separate the front piece into two. Since we're going to put the ruching in front, we want to separate the front piece into two. I'm also cutting along the front neckline as well. And now I'm just going to mark along that allowance for my front piece. So this is where I'm going to sew. I'm going to sew along that line, okay, to join the front pieces back together. Now after sewing in, this is what we have. I'm going to go ahead and open up the allowance, iron it flat, fold it inward, and then sew it down. This will create the channels that I'm going to put my drawstrings into, okay. And after sewing it down, this is what we have. I'll just turn it to the right side. This is what the right side looks like as well. And now I'm going to place my back piece on top of the front piece with the right sides facing each other, okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and join them along the shoulder and along the sides with 1/2 inch seam allowance. Depending on how wide you want your piece to be, you can increase your allowance on the body of the bubu dress to about 1 inch. Now I'm just measuring the channel I have for my drawstring, and what I have is 38 inches. Now I'm going to go ahead and measure a piece of fabric that I'm going to be using for my drawstring, and I added 2 inches to that, making it 40 inches. So the length of the piece is 40 inches and the width is 2 inches. I'm going to fold it now, close one end, and then sew along the length of this piece, and then I'll turn it to the right side. And after doing that, this is what we have. You want to have 2 of these pieces. Now all you have to do is just insert these drawstrings into the channels. You can use a safety pin to make it easy for you to insert it in. And this is why you want your drawstring to be 2 inches longer than your channel, because you don't want the drawstring to fall into the channel, okay. And once you're done inserting it, this is what you're going to have. All you have to do now is just pipe the neckline, pipe the or hem the bottom part of the dress as well, and also hem the sleeves, and it's basically done, guys, okay. So just hem the neck, hem the sleeves, and then hem the bottom part of the dress, and it's all done. And this is what it looks like on me, guys. I really love it. I really love how this turned out. It's very stylish and I really love it. As you can see, I was very excited with the finished look. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.